Hey ho, SoloBC here, and today I'm doing a video on Transformers Timeline's Hearts of Steel Deluxe Optimus Prime and Starscream. Timelines is a new toy line where Hasbro take the same 4 characters, Optimus, Starscream, Bumblebee and Megatron, and give them new alt modes based on a theme. For its first year, they decided to do a familiar theme, going for Hearts of Steel, a comic series based around the idea of the Autobots and Decepticons awakening in the Industrial Revolution, rather than in the 80s. So instead of cars and trucks, they turn into steam engines or old-timey biplanes, just like these ones here. Optimus is quite accurate, lovely red and blue, with gold, silver and black accents. He has an Autobot symbol on the front, and another on top. He's got a few wheels underneath, one at the front here, and then 2 on each side. These ones in the middle are fake. For some reason. There's a 5mm port on each side. These 2 grey sections do stand out quite a bit. I do wish he had his trailer, would have looked a lot more complete. I did just see that someone 3D printed a trailer that collapses down into his legs. One big issue I have with this is that it doesn't like to stay together a lot of the time. Sometimes this seam here will be split apart, but typically it's this panel at the top that just won't sit flush. Right now it's fine, but most of the time it will look something like that. For Starscream, he also seems pretty accurate, though I can't find an image of his alt mode in colour, so I'm not 100% sure of that. Unsurprisingly, he's mostly grey with blue and red, but he does have some gold detailings, which liven it up. He's also got this strip of silver on top, which I feel stands out a bit. It seems unnecessary. He's got 3 moving propellers, which are fun. He's got wheels underneath, which is rare for a planeformer. Unfortunately, his hands are sticking out the back, but it's relatively easy to ignore. It looks like his guns would be 3mm compatible, but they're not. And he's not got any 5mm ports unless you count the hands. He's got 2 Decepticon symbols under the wings, but those are more for robot mode. For comparison, here is 86 Optimus Prime, 86 Coronation Starscream, another train former Siege Astro Train, another deluxe biplane, Sonic's crossover Wingtail, a Lego minifigure, my previous Transformers video, Monster Hunter crossover Rathalos Prime, and 86 Optimus Prime. For transformation, start by pulling off the smokestack and this back section. You want to separate these sections. There are these little tabs here that go inside these slots here, so it can be a little difficult to fudge around with it. Extend out the legs. Fold out the foot. This red panel will fold in and then up. It will tab into place. Pull the cowcatcher forward and split it in half. Come to the back and split it in half. Pull this entire section back and flip it round. Flip this panel round. Fold this piece flat. Fold all of this up. And this head panel will clip in place there. Bring these sections forward. Turn them round and then pull out the arms. Pull down these sections. Move them in. Fold this piece up and move them down. Flatten out the feet. Attach these sections here, they will fold down, and then fold these bits in. Flip this up, take this piece and just fold it down. Unclip the arms, flip round the guns, flip up this piece, and then this whole section will collapse down. Make sure the arms are out the way. These pieces might come down with it, or you might have to move them down manually. Then come to the back. This whole section will detach and flip up, fold this up against the back, and there are these little grooves that this will slide into. And after those relatively simple transformations, here is Optimus Prime and Starscream in their robot modes. They are both incredibly accurate. The front of the train ending up on Optimus's chest is a great substitute for the windows, and it looks great in gold. He does have these small silver segments that emulate his windows though. I love how the cowcatcher splits in half to become his front skirt. His hands are painted metallic blue for some reason. I don't really get why they made that choice. I love how his head isn't just generic Optimus. It's got steampunk styling to it. As you saw, there were a few parts that needed removing for transformation. The smokestack transforms into his gun. Looks very good, but unfortunately isn't 5mm compatible. But the roof just slaps on his arm as a shield. It's a little disappointing, but it's not awful. Starscream is a little less accurate than Optimus, looking more bloated than his comic art, and he's missing a lot of the gold detailing that design has. But other than that, he looks great. I love the lower wings ending up as side skirts, and the tiny front wings just sticking up off his feet. The fins on his head are cool too. His head does have this flap above it with this fin on it. You can fold away the fin, or even the whole panel if you'd like a cleaner look. Personally, I prefer it up. You can also fold his wings down to give him a smaller silhouette, but that hides the Decepticon logos, and I think it just looks better with them out. He has his null rays, which have been run through a steampunk filter. They can be removed since they're on 5mm pegs, and held in his hand, if you're a crazy person. For articulation, Optimus has a ball joint at the head. It moves a lot more than your average ball joint. Arms can go all the way around and this far out. Elbow bend, bicep swivel, waist swivel. Legs can go forward this far, back this far, and this far out. Thigh swivel, knee bend, up and down at the foot, and a very slight ankle pivot. Starscream has a swivel at the head, but it's a bit difficult to get to with this panel. His arms would be able to go all the way around if it wasn't for the wings. I do wish the wings had some articulation to them. And they can go this far out. Elbow bend, bicep swivel. No waist swivel, unfortunately. Kind of just due to how it transforms. Legs can go forward this far, back this far, and this far out. Thigh swivel, knee bend, down at the foot, and an ankle pivot. Optimus is pretty average when it comes to posing, but Starscream leaves a little bit to be desired. Missing a few joints here and there, and the kibble definitely hinders it. For comparison, here is 86 Optimus Prime, 86 Coronation Starscream, another train former, Siege Astro Train, another deluxe biplane, Sonic crossover Wingtail, a LEGO minifigure, my previous Transformers video, Monster Hunter crossover Rathalos Prime, and 86 Optimus Prime. Normally I'd be very annoyed about them being so much smaller than other versions of these characters, but I'm actually okay with it on this occasion since they're technically different characters. Yes, in case you're unaware, the Hearts of Steel's characters were actually retconned into not being Optimus, Starscream, and whoever else were in those comics. Instead, they were Maximals, brainwashed by Shockwave into thinking they were those characters. As far as I could find, Starscream's previous name hasn't been stated, nor his design shown, but Optimus's previous name was Domitius Major and was designed to be a repaint of Big Convoy, which I suppose technically means they actually are too small, since there's a Leader Class Big Convoy coming out next year. But ignoring that, I think this size works as its own thing. Side note, but this is also the Optimus from the Infestation crossover comic event, the one that beat an Elder God, basically Cthulhu. I love Transformers. Ultimately, these are two fun little figures. Maybe a little bit overpriced, but still very good. I'm definitely excited to see where Timelines goes in the future. I'm thinking next year will be dinosaurs. But let's see what other people think. I think it's a good pack. Starscream turns into a flying thing with a propeller, but it is accurate. Prime's train looks good, but a bit short. He could have used a bit more of the budget to make his train mode longer, but his robot mode is spot on. I personally don't mind the use of the train's roof as a shield. I wish Prime came with a cart. No massive complaints for either. I like the way they look, especially Starscream. I'm probably going to pick them up. Optimus's alt mode is very short, and Starscream's is a little messy, but the robot modes look great. Oh, I need these figures. Other than the plastic not feeling the best, they seem like good reproductions of the comic designs in deluxe form. Though Optimus desperately needs a passenger car for his alt mode, as it looks incomplete without one. On the Starscream, my thoughts are mostly great little figure, but some parts do feel weird, like the soft ratchets in the elbows, and the seemingly unfinished back piece that is on a double hinge. For Optimus, I do like the transformation and general idea. Some of my negatives here are the slightly difficult to align tabs on his arms, and the holes on the inner shins for vehicle mode. The top panel where the smokestack attaches refuses to stay flush, and a lack of a good storage spot on robot mode for the gun. But even with all these negatives, I just can't help but like this set. It's a steam locomotive Optimus and a steampunk plain Starscream. It's proper Hearts of Steel. Of course I bought it ASAP, and I want more. Already have the B and Meg set on the way at the time of writing this, and I hope that Hasbro does more, as they said they would if the 2-packs sell well. We could use the steamboat Shockwave with a possible steampunk submarine Shockwave. Lastly, pick up the Optimus in vehicle mode and imagine a steam locomotive whistle. I dare you. Starscream looks like and his alt mode looks like an afterthought. I hope they make a multi-pack of the Hearts of Steel Insecticons, and maybe even a Nemesis Optimus repaint would be awesome. As a guy who loves trains and steampunk designs, I would love to get these into my collection. Thank God more Hearts of Steel. Looks inside is exclusive. Well, time to look for MMC. Looks inside. Fragile Starscream and impossible to find Optimus that may or may not break. Damn it. Pack releases. Oh cool, let's see if they're outstanding figures or not. Tiny. Sad. I ain't got any of these figures yet, but I'm just happy they exist finally. I hope they go more in on them later. I don't know what Starscream turns into, but that is not a plane. It is actually, or well, a flying machine. It kind of turns into this. I meant it doesn't actually look like anything that existed. It's kind of based on that mixed with a biplane, but it's just a chunk of robot parts that definitely cannot fly. Make sure to tell me what you think down in the comments. But that's about it for this video, so I guess salut BC out. Next time is more Transformers.